In episode 49, iPiffle on the great unknown, death. Assuming there is a God who has dominion over our lives, then what has God ultimately given to man? He has given man life and then burdened him with the uncertainty of death. Man is in the dark. He knows nothing about where he came from or where he will eventually end up. All man knows for certain is that one day he is going to die. Whether rich or poor, strong or weak, or good or evil, at some time and in some way, death will surely come for him. Yet it is not enough that man should have to live with this unknown. In many cases, he will either be compelled to suffer misery in his lifetime or come to a tragic end. How could God, in all his wisdom and supposed mercy, cause his very own creation to bear this fate? Even a man who strives to live a decent life, not solely for himself, but a life dedicated to the love of God and his fellow man, has no guarantees that either he or his family will be spared the humanities of life or even the pain of death. What possible reason could there be to hang such a cruel fate upon the shoulders of man? If it is God's desire to be loved, then why does he impose fear in the hearts of man, such as the uncertainties of life and the darkness of death? Why not, at the very least, give man some tangible sign that he emphasizes with his plight? There is little doubt that life begins at conception. This is not to say that following fertilization there exists a complete human being. Conception is only the beginning of life. The fetus will continue to develop right up until the moment the baby leaves the womb. Once this young life enters the world as a newborn baby, it will continue to develop and grow into a complete person. Following conception, the only certainty is that one day this life will come to an end. How and when it will end depends on many factors. However, all life will surely end because of one of the following four general causes. 1. Life could end resulting from a medical issue. This would include an illness or a disease of some kind. The possibilities are too numerous to catalog here. This can occur at any stage of your life. The younger you are, the greater the tragedy. But if you are fortunate enough to live into old age, barring any one of the other three factors that could end your life will surely terminate due to a medical issue. 2. Life could end resulting from some type of an accident, either caused by nature or by man. You could die from a natural disaster or get hit by a truck, etc. The possibilities of dying an accidental death are many. No matter your age, if you are a decent human being and you die in this way, it is always a tragedy. 3. Life could end at the hands of your fellow man. You could be murdered or you could perish in war. Throughout history, countless lives have been lost needlessly, resulting from malice and or conflict. 4. Life could end by your own hand. Perhaps the most tragic way to die is through suicide. Depression is a horrible affliction. To take your own life means that you have given up on life for whatever the reason. This usually means that your life has become so intolerable you would rather die than go on living. Some people will say that what they fear the most is not death but dying. Precisely how we will die weighs heavily on our psyche. No one wants to die an untimely death, nor do they wish to linger and suffer. To transition from sleep to death without the usual agony of going through the dying process and the pain and fear that often goes along with it, this could be considered a rare kindness. If given a choice, I would think most people would choose to die peacefully in their sleep due to medical causes brought on by old age after having lived a long and productive life. A quick or sudden death, though often tragic, could be preferable way to go. at least for the victim, especially if you were fortunate enough not to see it coming. Sitting in an airplane at 33,000 feet, when without warning it explodes in midair, takes the contemplation of death out of the dying process. Unfortunately, this is more often not the case, and most of us will die in less than desirable circumstances. Why would a benevolent God compel mankind to face the uncertainty of dying and death? This fear of death and having to suffer through the dying process is an unpardonable burden to force upon his creation. Inflicting man with the ability to contemplate his own demise cannot be the work of a benevolent God. If there is a deity who is responsible for putting us through the trauma of death and dying, then this is a false God and does not deserve to be revered. Feared, perhaps. Thank you for listening. I hope you will join me in my next video.